Alright gang, welcome back to our Pioneer Challenge on Alone in the World. You join me as I'm actively in the process here of bringing back another bag of oat for Jester. He needs some more food. He's probably okay, but his health isn't as good as it should be because of that. We also need to ride him today, we need to brush him today. All that good stuff, we've got to do that today. But there are other things we also have to do. I've made some minor updates to the farm. You can probably kind of see them from here, but we'll talk about them here in a second. First, let's get this Let's get this bag of oats back and dump it in Jester's trough there. Now, I'm utilizing this cultivator as a weight because we do not have a weight. Now, we could buy a weight if we wanted to. Man, I've really banged that bag up, haven't I? We could buy a weight if we wanted to, but this works just the same. So we're just going to utilize this cultivator for that. So we save ourselves a couple $100. Now you can see a few things already. So long story short, I've made some outlines for new fields, specifically 4 new fields, all of different variant sizes and shapes. And our crop is germinated there, right? So our wheat's germinated, so that's good. All right, so let's put this back over here. I'm gonna go take it back to the tractor, the other tractor we were utilizing, because I knew taking this down there, I would probably not be able to get back up here without having something behind it. And I've utilized this trick before of utilizing a cultivator as a weight, so I was like, I'm just gonna utilize that same exact trick. So when I take this back here, what I'll do is I'll give you kind of a bird's eye view, or the best I can do for a bird's eye view of what I've done here. They're all varying different sizes. There's a reason why this section is kind of left without anything there. It's kind of hilly, but I have some plans. I don't know if it'll come to fruition or not, but I have some plans that I want to try to do for that section as well. Let me take the tractor back here and I'll give you a bird's eye view of what I'm doing here and what I'm talking about. So, there is a section of this field that was already previously here that we didn't expand on, and clearly there's some weeds in it. So I guess I should have cultivated that. So yeah, I don't think the grape sprayer will work. I mean, it's a fertilizer sprayer anyway. I don't even think you could put herbicide in it if you wanted to, but even if I could, I don't think it would work. So we'd have to get something else. So I'm probably just gonna suffer through that and leave it be. Maybe I find a really cheap weeder and try that. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we could try that. But I think you get what I mean. So let's jump into this. And then I'll attach this and I'll show you the bird's eye view and give you a little bit of a idea of what I'm thinking here, what I'm planning. Now this could change. So this was the section that we kind of mowed up, right? And we've got all the silage in, you know, getting that ready to go. This is that section. I turned it into 2 fields, like I said I was going to do, so this field is clearly much smaller. But the reason why it's smaller is because this hill is a little bit more severe, so I wasn't really willing to extend it out any further than I did. It's probably almost a little bit too far, but we'll give it a shot. You can see the hill there. And then this one. And then I put a track down the middle of it. There's a reason why that track's there. It'll be for a future reason, for a future things and ideas that I have. Well, and it gives us access to the pond too, but I put that in for now. It does cost me a little bit of money, but I'm not putting tracks anywhere else up in here yet because I still have to kind of figure out what I'm doing. So we've got this field here, right? We've got this field here, which is a pretty decent size. We got our field here that we already put something in, and eventually we will expand this probably all the way up to here. So it'll be quite a big field. We've got this skinny little field here, and there's a reason for that. So my vision for this field is to be root crops. Because obviously Jester will need some root crops, so that's my vision for this one. And then we have this field, which is probably, I would say, the biggest field, maybe. But they're all trees in the way for most of these fields. Not all of them, but most of them. So there's some trees that I still have to work on getting rid of. Now you might be asking, well, why didn't you just connect these together? Well, when you get down to a closer to the ground view, you can see this is a pretty steep hill here. It's not saying that we couldn't do it. We could, but I thought I would leave that be for now, at least in our current situation, because I think the harvester we're going to have to get is that cheap one, and I don't know if it's going to be able to handle the hills very well. So until that happens, we're going to leave them be. So today my goal realistically is I want to get both of these fields cultivated up fully, completely. Then I want to put something in both of the fields. My initial thought is to put oat in the smaller field here, and then probably barley, maybe, in this field. I don't know yet. I haven't really fully decided this field yet. But the smaller field, I definitely want to put oat in. That way we have quite a lot ready to be prepared, and I don't have to continue to keep going and buying bags for Jester, right? That's kind of where my head's at for that. Now, before we can carry on here, I want to take a look and see how the silage is doing. It shouldn't be ready to go today. We're at 82%. Actually, it might be ready today. If it is, great. I don't know if we'll do anything with it today, unfortunately, but if it's not, day 2 in October, which, remember, we said we were going to do June, but we had to wait till it gets back to June. So day 2 in October, we can look at untarping that and figuring out some way to pick all that up. I'm probably just going to use the same loading wagon, honestly. I don't see a reason to not do the loading wagon right now. That's really our best bet. I could get a bucket, but that bucket's not going to be able to pick up as much as that loading wagon, so it'll probably just have to be trips utilizing the loading wagon back and forth to the shop. And so this is one of the situations I wish there was some kind of course play for me. Now I can have a worker, go back and forth, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get a worker to know to go into the silage pit, load up the actual loading wagon, and then go and sell it. I think I can get him to go back and forth from point A to point B and sell it, but I don't think I'll be able to get him to load up the silage. So it's going to be kind of a me thing, right? I'm probably going to be the only one to be able to do it. The only way I could get around it is if I got all the silage up into some kind of a silo of some sort, and then had the worker, take the silage out of the silo and then take it and sell it. I think I could run that, but again, that's another cost, right? That's another silo cost, and I really don't want to do that. At least I don't think our Pioneer silo can put silage in, and I'm almost positive. But anyway. But hopefully you're all doing well. I'm doing all right. This is the third episode I've done in a row. I'm doing these back to back to back. This is a Sunday. I think I mentioned that in the previous ones. If you watched the previous episodes, I'm a little behind. So I've got to get some videos out. So we're doing this one back to back. So, yeah. So I outlined those over there. Like I said, I don't really envision, maybe we will, I could be wrong, but I don't really envision that we will get those cultivated and drilled in the same episode today. It'll probably be episode 2 more than likely, but I could be completely wrong. It really just depends on how long this takes, I think. And I suspect this is going to take a while. This is not a fast process. This is not a very wide cultivator. So yeah. Now, I could attempt, I don't know if it'll work. Well, what's in the used market? Anything? Ooh, a couple things. But not really anything specific for us, with the exception of maybe that, but we really don't have the horsepower for that anyway. We could get that, though. That would be nice. But it's just a windrower. I don't really think we need the windrower currently with the mower that we got. Yeah, I don't really think we need that currently. Possibly when we start harvesting, and if we drop straw on the ground, which I'm sure we will, possibly then. But I mean, it's 39,000. We don't have anywhere near that. We'd have to get rid of a bunch more trees, which we can do. But I've done a lot of tree work already. As a matter of fact, I've kind of done a lot of cultivating work too. But cultivating work, I think, is a little bit more interesting than the tree work. At least I hope it is. A little more exciting to watch, and a little less nauseating than doing the tree work. But yeah, I'm happy with these fields for now. Now, they're probably going to modify, they're probably going to change as our vision for the farm changes, right? As we carry on here, my vision and my thoughts on where I should put things and where things should be at is obviously going to shift and change. I'm doing the best I can here to try to lay them out as best I can. Now, they, like I said, they may expand slightly here and there, to make it look a little bit neater, a little bit cleaner, but the initial thoughts, this is where it is. Now, I said that I have a reason for having this big open section and this awkward, almost like a triangle going up to the top. I plan to put something up there. I don't know if it's going to work, but I plan to. So that's the reason that's there. I'm not going to give any more away than that. That's just, you have to keep watching the series to find that out, but we'll see. If it doesn't work, I can always just expand the fields. It's not a big deal for me to expand the fields. It just takes time, right? So I think after we get down here to this end, we're going to do the little more traditional way. Instead of just going around headland passes here, we're going to do a more traditional paths back and forth here with the cultivator. So this is going to take a long time, as you can see. I actually expanded that one out a little bit further. This one as well, I guess, really. But you can see they're a little bit past where we had mowed. Now, a couple of you mentioned to be careful with, you know, loading up the silage pit with too much silage based off the size of our tractor, and you're not wrong. It is something that is weighing on me a little bit. I think the amount I put in is okay. I hope. But if it's not, well, I guess we're in trouble. I guess it's going to sit there for a while until we can get a bigger tractor, right? This is not a very what should I say? How should I say it? It's not. This tractor is not the most. It doesn't have the most balance. It's very top heavy, I guess is how I'd put it. And it's because it's so skinny, right? So it's not really probably the most ideal tractor to be utilizing for what we're trying to utilize it for. Just across the board. Now there is the option. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I need to pull my phone out really quick. I need to look at the rules again really quick. Oh, I put a worker on that. Shoot, I didn't want that. Let me see. Uh-oh, I didn't turn the white on. The white on. I didn't turn the Y. I didn't hit the Y button to allow create new field after I turned off the worker. Let me pull the rules up here. I'll have to turn around before I probably get to them. Pull the rules up and make sure I'm not breaking any... Well, I don't even know if we're going to do it, but before I talk about the idea, let's make sure I'm not breaking any rules, because if I'm breaking a rule of some sort, then that idea doesn't even make sense to even attempt to do it. Camera. Here we go. Go too far there, Z. Get turned around, brother. I think I'm actually going to have to go to the channel. I didn't get a full picture of it. Whoops. Alright, hold on. This is probably not the best work you're seeing here. I'm trying to do two things at once. Bear with me for a minute here, gang. I'm trying to pull up the challenge on my phone and continue to stay straight on this path. Well, it really hasn't been the straightest, but for the most part, trying to stay straight on it. Okay, more. Here we go. I missed something there. I know. I'll come back and get it. I promise. Keep existing barn, but you may replace house and silo. Hold on a second. Turn back around. It doesn't say anything that I can't. So the thing I was thinking about doing, all right, was selling this tractor. All right, if we sell this tractor, so just hear me out for a minute. If we sell this tractor, well, first of all, I probably need a test to make sure it'll work. But if I sell this tractor, we'll get $65,000, $70,000, something around, somewhere around that. Everything that we're going to do with the grapes, with the exception of the harvesting, I believe can be done with our other tractor, our Massey Ferguson. It's skinny enough to fit through for the grapes. I guess the only thing is after they're harvested and we have to, what's it called? I'm blanking. What's it called? This pre-prune. I still think that would work though. You need, doesn't even tell you how horsepower you need. This is probably the only thing right here, right? These right here. So maybe not. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe not, because it's only 42 horsepower. I don't think it can go much more than that. So never mind, ignore that completely. What my thought was, we could sell this. It would give us a little bit more money, a little bit more funds, and we could try to get a different tractor with the amount, right? We could probably get a little bit of a more stable tractor. That's the word I was looking for earlier, stable. Than this to do our field work. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. But since it really doesn't have the horsepower to, you know, do the stuff it needs to do whenever the grapes have been harvested, that's out the window. So that idea is gone and dusted. So completely ignore everything I just did. I just wasted my time and your time, with the exception of actually we're getting stuff done while I was doing it. But I wasted my thoughts on something that can't work. Well, oh well. It was a good idea in hindsight. It just didn't play out where I thought it was going to. I thought that was going to actually work. Now, I guess I could check ModHub and see if there's anything out there, you know, for lower horsepower for grapes. But I think the problem is if we do that, eventually, I mean, I already talked about it. My goal is to expand the grapevines a lot further, right? So doing that, I mean, it's just going to be a temporary thing, right? Because we're going to be having to upgrade to the other ones eventually at some point. So, yeah, I think we scratched that idea altogether. Now, we have a lot of land still that we have yet to even begin to scratch the surface on developing. So let me give you a bird's eye view one more time really quick here. So I showed you this field, which is a pretty big field, right? This field's going to be even bigger. We have this field that we've already drilled that's pretty large. A couple of these fields over here, right? Now, if we go into here, quick save first, always save at the wrong time, and we take a look at the map. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but here's the bigger field from the section that we mowed. Here's the small one we're currently working on. Here's the one we started with. Here's the skinny one, and here's the awkwardly shaped big one. We still have all of this land here. We have all of these trees here. We have the land that kind of runs here. There's some trees down here. So we have this section here, basically, that could be a field. This is the really sharp hill going down to the lake, so I really don't think there's going to be a whole lot we can do on this. Possibly we could do some more grapes maybe there, though. We've got all of this here. This is the trees that where we started at, right? These are all gone. The ones that I can take, except for 2 of them, I think, they're all gone. So we have all of that. This is where our grapes are, so we'll eventually expand this out. We've got this big, massive section of trees here, which I said I didn't want to remove yet. I want to remove everything else, so we're going to get these and these and these and probably these, honestly, before we even begin to touch these. But then there's this little section back here, too. So there is a ton of land to make more fields. And we can make them as big or as small as we want. I honestly feel these fields I'm making now are almost too big to start out. But, hey, it is what it is, right? We need to get something in the ground, and we'll figure out real soon if I made these way too large or not. I think I did, but it's alright. That's okay. Just means when we harvest, we're going to have a lot more, which means we'll have a lot more we can put into our mill, our grain mill, to make flour, because that is one of our objectives. If you recall, stage 1 objectives are... hold on. My phone turned off. I got to pull my phone back up. Oh, I got to turn around first, then pull my phone back up. Hold on a second. Alright. Stage 1 objectives... Get this tractor going back on straight. See, you can act like you can do more than one thing at a time. Come on. here. I'm just going to stop it. It's just going to be easier if I just stop it. Stage 1. Buy 2 more animal pens in storage sheds. So we've already got 1 animal pen. We got the chickens, and, well, we don't have any chickens yet, but we got the pen, and we've got the storage shed. So we got to buy 1 more storage shed and 1 more animal pen. Pay off our debt, which is a lot, 250,000, and then sell 25,000 liters of flour. We can't move on to stage 2 until stage 1 is done. Even if we want to get a bit of a head start, we really can't. We got to get stage 1 done first before we move on. I'm going to follow it to the T. No matter if we fail before FS25 comes out or not, I'm going to do it to the T. Now, I've talked for a long time. We're 20 minutes into this episode already, and I haven't put a time lapse in. I'm going to put one in, but I want to say one more thing before we do. So, I talked for many times, and I've said it on the last 2 episodes. Well, not this one, not this series, but the last 2 episodes that have been released. So I said it on the Mazzo, and I've said it on the Erlingrat playthrough. I talked about another series. I want to be straight with you. I'm not positive that that series is going to happen in FS22 or not. We will just carry it over to FS25 if it does not happen. I still want it to happen. I'm just very concerned now we're not going to have the time to get it done. And what I mean by that is get the rest of these done to a point to where I can do so. But we'll see. The Ohio Richland series, I'm very concerned we won't get to $1 billion, excuse me, not a million, $1 billion. Things could change. I could spend a lot of time on it and probably get us there, but I don't really want to. It's not really cheating, I guess, but I will do it, but I don't like doing a ton of work off camera without you. It just kind of feels like cheating to me. The only time I'll ever consider doing that is when it's a brand new series you're starting up, and typically when it's a brand new series you're starting up and you don't have a whole lot of money, you start doing woodworking stuff, right? You take an axe and you start chopping stuff down. That's about the only time that I really don't want to be on camera with you, when I'm doing something to progress the series and the farm. I'll do a little bit of woodworking like I did at the beginning, and then just kind of, maybe little jump cuts here and there, or I just tell you, hey, I spent an hour and a half of real game time cutting down all these trees so we were able to get X dollars because we wanted to get X item or X production or X animal or whatever it is, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I want to be straight up with you. I want to be honest with you. I'm concerned about the other series, so we may end up just not doing that little mini series because it was only going to be like 10 episodes anyway at most. But we'll see. We'll see. I've got other things going on as well. I mentioned it before. So I got married a little less than a year ago. We didn't take a honeymoon or anything, but we're taking it this year, and we're taking it pretty much right before FS25 comes out. So there's a lot coming down the pipe here. So I've got to. I'm going to be gone for like 2 weeks. I'll be out of the country, so I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to do a lot of videos well in advance. And, yeah, I guess that's where I'm going with it, is that is also kind of looming in the distance here, the near future distance, whatever you want to call it. So it's weighing on me a little bit that, I've got all of that. I've got to get all these videos prepped and out and ready to go. Now, I guess I could skip it. I don't have to do these videos. I'm saying that probably incorrectly, but I want to try to do a video every day for you. I don't want to skip out on a day. And I don't... If I skip a day, it's because I don't think the quality is as good as I want it to be. There are certainly times, I think, on videos that I've already released and videos that I probably will continue to release that they're probably not as good as some of the other ones that I've released, but I still want the quality to be there. I still want the enjoyment that I have for the game to be there. I want you to actually hear that. So, I don't want to rush anything, I guess is what I'm trying to say. As much as I can help it. There are certain things that I just have to rush, and there's not a whole lot of things I can do about it, but as long as I can have fun and still make it be slightly rushed, then I'm okay with it. But if I'm not having as much fun, I'm just trying to rush something out just to get something out for you, I don't really want to do that. if that makes any sense. I've talked a lot. I've rambled for a lot. It's 25 minutes in. Let's put a time lapse in, Zeke. Shut your mouth. Let's go. Alright, we had to head down to the shop and get some more seed and fertilizer, so that cost us some more money, but we got the worker going here. He's, well, maybe. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, good. He's going the way I want him to go. Good. So he's going to continue going here for a little bit. What we're going to do is we've got to take care of Jester a little bit. He needs to be brushed. He needs to be rode for a little bit as well. And we're going to take a look and make sure he's got enough water. It looks like he does. But his health is at 0, so that's not exactly what we want. So, let's see. Let's ride him around here a little bit. So, we really haven't taken a grand drive, well, ride, in this instance, around most of our land here. So I think that's what we're going to do here while we have Jester out. Since we really only have one tractor right now that we can utilize, and while I certainly could continue to do the rest of that and it would cost me less money, we do have to take care of Jester, right? He's got 0% health. We need he needs to be a little bit better than that. Now I realize the reason why he's at 0% health is because I don't have everything else we need. We don't have root crops in there. We don't have hay in there. Nothing like that. Now, we can get the hay probably pretty quickly. We just have to get a tedder of some sort, right? But at current we don't have that. So I just want to get a little bit more of a lay of the land here that we own. That's a pretty big valley right there. There's no way we could put any kind of crop field into that. Let's get back on here where I can actually see. I wish I had like the square outlines on the mini-map, but it doesn't. So yeah, we really couldn't put anything right here. At least not crop-wise. We might be able to put a small field where these trees are, but we'd have to, you know, finagle that a little bit, I think. Alright, so that's kind of the edge of our tree. This right here, this is kind of the edge of our land here, running with these trees. So a lot more trees in there. Those are the good trees we want to cut down anyway. Almost entirely those. Actually, it might just be entirely those. Let's head back this way. This field's going to take a while to cultivate. That field is going to take a while. A long while. So this field over here that we already have crop in, that's been germinated, it's not going to be able to go away to the end. You can see these hills here, these awkwardly shaped hills right here. That's not going to work, unfortunately. But we can bring it out a little bit further. Probably close to the end that we had this one. For similar reasons, we had stopped it here. You can see it's a pretty severe incline there. It's not, well, I don't know if severe incline is the correct word or not, but this is a severe incline. Whoa, look at this. Whoa. You want to talk about a hill? Holy moly. Wow. This would be perfect for sledding down in the winter. Holy cow, look at that. Look at that, how steep that thing is. Yeah, we're not going to be able to put any kind of field. Well, we can put a field down here, but to get down there is going to be astronomical. We would need... we need something with more horsepower than we currently have. Alright, so this isn't our land back here. This is pretty flat here, so yeah, we definitely could put a field up this way. Definitely. Or productions of some sort, right? Other productions can be put back here. There's the outline of our other field. Let's get Jester back to his pin. Alright, well, he's back. It still says health 0. I think I had to wait till the next month, probably, but I think the reason why his health is 0 is just the capacity of the food there and the effectiveness, right? No hay, no root crops. So that's a problem. His daily writing's done. His cleanliness is done. He just has to get his fitness up, which is just going to take time. So yeah, let's take over for the worker here. Now that we were able to ride Jester around at least the west and northern half of our field, of our map, our land, I guess. And then maybe here in the future we'll take a ride on the down to the south and to the east of our land and check that out. I mean, we're going to have to constantly be riding him to, you know, keep him happy, right? He has to have a daily quota of riding and being brushed, which is cleanliness, to continue to be happy. So now I won't always put I won't probably always do an insert of me riding Jester around and brushing Jester and all that stuff. We probably won't always do that, but every once in a while I think it'd be nice to have that on the series, because not many people do horses. Myself included. I normally don't. Love horses in real life, just don't do them on the game for some reason. The work is nearly done here. This is taking a lot longer than I expected. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought by now we would have had this field all drilled, and I'd be, I don't know, 1/8 of the way through that field over there, and we're not even close. So, I don't know how much of this will actually be on camera or not. I might have to do some of this off camera, even though I just talked and ranted for a while about how I like to show everything on camera as much as I can. I might just have to do a jump cut, right? Whenever we have to do those jump cuts. It's getting late for me now. Like I said, this is the third one I'm doing in the same day. I don't normally have the time to do that. But I'm doing this one now. It's pretty late. It's midnight now, so I'm normally winding down about now, getting ready to go to bed. So maybe I just do the rest of this on another day, right? I could always do that. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to. I mean, I'm telling you now, but generally you probably don't know if I did a video in the same day or not. So who's to say I can't do that? Maybe I do that. I'm just talking again. It's late at night. That's what happens. When it's late at night, my mind just starts spinning and going. Starts thinking. It's when I do my best work to come up with new series ideas as well. Now, granted, with the exception of the Gator Challenge and just the campaign playthrough that I'm doing, the style that I'm doing there, I really haven't put anything out on the channel that's been my own. Those are the only two. I've just been taking up the challenges of everyone else for the rest of them. Now, the Mazzo series is it's a hybrid Gator Challenge. It's not really a Gator Challenge, though. The beginning you had to use it, but I don't think anybody's using the Gator anymore. I did. In yesterday's episode, actually. But I don't think anybody else really is. At least not that much. They are occasionally, I think, but not that much. We're going to need another bag of seed. This field is bigger than I thought it was. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was. These fields I'm making are massive. It just doesn't seem like it because of how much land we have. It doesn't seem like it's that big. But they are. They are massive fields. Clearly, look how long it's taken us just to do this one field. I mean, this video itself is probably 35, 40 minutes now at this point, right? So I guess what I might have to end up having to do is do some of this, off camera, like I said, like jump cut off camera. That, or I just make the video super long, which I'm not opposed to do, but lately the ones I've been doing have been super long. Well, in any case, let's put this back. And we'll at least start cultivating that field, and I'll see where I get to. We'll see when I start losing the energy, and we'll if I think the video is long enough and sufficient enough, we'll stop it. If not, then I'll just do it, finish it in the next day. I'll finish it Monday night after work. But I'm about to be just a long weekend gone this coming weekend. So got to get a few more of these done too, so I have those prepped and ready to go since I won't be at home this weekend. Well, Sunday night I will be, but I'm out Friday, and then Friday and Saturday I'll be gone. Friday I'm traveling, and then Saturday won't be here. And then Sunday I'll be traveling back, so... Now I believe, I can see it here, I kind of forgot about it until just now. I think I have to cut down one tree on this one, on this field that I did. I definitely have to cut down one tree. It's right here, straight ahead. So we'll take care of that as well. It'll be a off-camera situation there for sure. Yeah, these fields are massive. I made these too big. Oh well, whoops. You live and learn, I guess, on that too, right? So we'll leave them as they are, and then when it comes to harvest time, depending on how long it takes and everything, we can always, the next time, once they're done being harvested, we can always shrink them down, right? We can make them smaller. We could turn these 2 fields into 3 fields or something like that, right? That's always an option. It'd probably be this field that would shrink. We'd probably keep that one over there, that big field over there. Because this field is bigger than that one. Much bigger. So my vision is to kind of take that track, obviously, a little bit further down to the lake, but then have it turn and come back up this way, in between those trees there and out that way. But, seeing what we just saw today, I don't even know if that's going to come to fruition or not. Possibly we can make the track just for, you know, the wood stuff we're going to be getting down there. But you saw what it looked like over there. I mean, it's not as bad as that one over there, but it was still pretty steep. Really not ideal for crop fields. I think I learned my lesson pretty quickly on the Erlingrad episode 2 days ago. I guess the time you're watching this is 2 days ago. Put a little bit of a... If you watch far enough into it, I put a bit of a funny little, you know, video into it of something else. That's all I'm going to say. That's a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but not really. I just added a funny video into the middle when I was doing the edit for something that occurred. So yeah, I'll continue on here, getting this field cultivated up. Honestly, I think I'm probably going to... I think I might do the rest of this cultivation off camera a little bit here, or at least do a jump cut, right? And I don't know if I'll get it done tonight or not, because it's past midnight now, and it's starting to get a little tired. I just want to wind down for the night a little bit, so I probably will take a good portion of this off camera and then just jump cut back when I'm done, and I'll see where the edits and everything are. And ideally I'd like to get, like I said, both of these drilled today, but it just may not happen, just based solely on the actual amount of time the actual video is currently at. But I can do a good portion of this cultivation work off camera. I've done a lot of it already. And we'll just jump cut and see how much I get done here. Back with you soon. Well, there's no easy way to put this, gang. That took an absolute eternity. I mean, an absolute eternity. I'm really reconsidering that big field over there because of how long this took. Now, I guess the good thing is, once these are done, for the most part, we really won't have to utilize this anymore. We could get a harrow of some sort, which should be a much wider width. And not require as much horsepower and have a wide width, right? So, should be faster. But, I don't think I want to do that again. That took me damn near 45 minutes. That was a lot. That was a lot. So, given that understanding, we'll jump on this really quick. We'll get started drilling the field, but I'll probably do the rest of it probably off camera. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess it depends on how things get going. But it took a long time. And time is not something I currently have, considering what I've said already before, right? I've got to get a lot of videos done, so... Whoop. Ooh, I somehow unattached that. Whoops. There's a drive-by unattach. Let me go get some more seed and everything in here. We'll be back. Alright, we're back and going. Now, I do have to get rid of this tree in front of us. We've mentioned that before, right? We're just going to kind of drive around it for now. But I do need to get rid of that tree. It's the only one really in the way, so that's why I'm just saying we're just going to drive around it and we can deal with it later on. I mean, I'll chop it down probably between now and the next episode, but there may be a stump in the way. Kind of like our other field, we had one stump in the middle of that field, but I think we were able to kind of drive over top of it and still get seed in the ground. So we'll attempt to do something like that. I can come back and just touch that up, right? But we'll have to see. But we're putting in barley in here, so we've got wheat, barley, and oat growing so far in our fields. We've got to get a root crop drill of some sort. And that'll be in that smaller field over there. I don't know when we will do that. That probably won't be anytime soon, honestly. I wanted to get these three in here because, well, one, the oat is going to be good for Jester, and two, all three of these can be turned into flour, which will help us with one of our objectives in stage 1, right? We've got to make 25,000 liters of flour. Now, I'm not sure how I'm really going to be able to keep track of that. Maybe there's something I'm not really seeing or I'm missing. I don't I don't know how I'm going to keep track of selling 25,000 liters of flour. I'm going to have to see how everybody else is doing that. See how the guys are doing that. I know Rusty's on console. I think Milk That Hen's on console as well, but I think everybody else is on PC, so I'll have to see how those two guys are doing it and see if there's something maybe I'm missing. Admittedly, I really don't look at the sell list and all of that stuff very often. When I was playing Farming Simulator and not doing, an actual video of it on camera here on YouTube, when I was just playing for fun in general, I can't tell you if I ever even looked at that, with the exception of looking at, the loan price and what I need to pay back. So I probably need to do a little research into that to see if maybe there's a line item in there somewhere that will tell you how many liters of something you've sold. But I don't think there is. I don't recall that being there. So I don't know if they're just by manually keeping track of it or what. But I'm going to have to do a little research, I guess, on that to figure out the best way to go around that. I guess the best approach for that. Actually, while we're doing that, we can probably look at it here. Finances. I mean, it tells you the sold amount, sold milk, wool, bales, and stuff, but it doesn't tell you specifically, it doesn't tell me sold flour. So, I mean, I guess you could figure it out if you didn't have any other productions placed down and you were just selling from that. I guess you could figure that out, right? But if you put another production down, then I don't know how you're going to be able to figure that out. I'll have to see what they're doing. Figure it out. I'm a little behind on watching their videos too, and that's just because I'm behind in general. Like I've said a couple of times now in the last couple of episodes and this one. I'm behind on videos, so trying to catch up here. Trying to play a little catch up. Nice thing is this drill is a decent width, and at 11 mile per hour is a good speed. So this is much faster than what we were just doing. The cultivation is... I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that big field up there. This took so long, and I really don't have the time to sit there and spend 2 hours with a 2.5 meter width cultivator cultivating the field. So, I don't know. I might have to split that field up there, or maybe we just wait for a little while before we make that into a field. Who knows? We've got some other things I want to try to do. I would like to try to get some wood chips going here soon, which means we've got to do... We either got to buy one of the wood chip things, the wood chipper things, or we do the Tree Devour mod. Probably be the Tree Devour mod just because it's so much more convenient. I don't know if we'll have the horsepower to do it. But if we get that, we could get some other production, which would go against what I was just saying about the productions with the flour, right? But we could get some kind of wood chip production of some sort. Now, I think they're really expensive, so it probably would take a while to get to that point. But we got a lot of trees, so I'm not as concerned with that, I guess. Once we start selling some of the wood chips, it should make us some decent money, and we should be able to afford whatever production we want. Now, the silage very well could be ready at this point. We probably are not going to do anything with the silage today, though. This episode's getting up there. It's pretty long. So we'll probably wait for October day 2, which is really June day 2, because I've got it set as June fixed June. So we'll probably wait and do that in the next episode. So it breaks it up a little bit, right? Last 2 episodes we've done a lot of cultivation work and drilling work, so we'll do some silage work in the next episode. Having to haul that back and forth, it'll probably be some trips, a lot of trips to the store, I would think. And I mean, I'm hoping that gives us a lot of money, because we need it. We really do. But yeah, based off of how long this took, that big field up there, I'm kind of thinking if we get to it here in the next couple of episodes or so, we split it up. We don't do as big as it is, because it would take me 2 hours probably just to cultivate it all up and get it, or cultivate, plow it, create a field, whatever you want to call it. To get all that done, it would take me damn near 2 hours of real time. So it's not really ideal. I'm just basing that off of how long it took me to do this one, and this field is nowhere near as big as that one up there. It's definitely a big field, but it's not anywhere close to that size. So I'll tell you what here. Let's put this on a worker for a second. Let's jump out here. Let's see how this is doing. I suspect it's about 96%. 92%. It's close, but it's still pretty far off. Now, a number of you said to be careful with the size and making sure it's not too high up, and you're right. Luckily, the pit that I put in is quite a big pit. I did that on purpose because I knew we had a lot of grass, and that getting it too high would be difficult for our little tractor. So this should be enough that we should be able to drive over top of it with this and pick it up and go sell it. So it shouldn't be an issue there. So I think what we're going to do here, gang, is I'm just going to go ahead and leave the episode here. I'll finish all of this off camera. There's not much to do here. You saw this already a lot. And we'll carry on in the next episode of day 2. Getting the silage out. Selling that silage, because we need the money pretty badly. And then we'll probably work on figuring out what we're going to do with maybe the Tree Devour mod, and we'll probably cultivate the small little root crop. Well, what's going to be the root crop field. It may not be a root crop right now, but eventually it will be. That's my vision for it, at least. Maybe we'll put sorghum or something in there, something that grows quick. Yeah, we might do that. I think I can make sorghum flour, I think, even too, so that would actually help us putting that in there. But in any case, we'll do something like that and just see what kind of money we get out of the silage, right? We can sell some more wood if we need to. We only have $5,000, which really isn't a lot, because we're losing damn near $800 to $900 every month off of loan and fees and maintenance and all that stuff. So yeah, we've got to look into getting something, get something else in the ground up there so we can make some more money, and hopefully the silage gives us enough money that we can maybe buy some upgraded items, like a upgraded cultivator. That way I don't have to worry about the big field up there. But if we buy an upgraded cultivator, we probably need an upgraded tractor as well. So maybe we'll get lucky in the used market too, right? You never know. We never know what comes out in the used market. Something might show up out there, but like that fast track, but I don't think we're going to get $100,000 out of the silage. I hope we do. That'd be amazing because we could buy that, and that would do exactly what we want. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So, well, again, we'll leave the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.